So Bitcoin is sitting at 96,275 as we speak. It is going up. The overall situation of Bitcoin is very simple. We had a support at $90,000. It went up to 90,791. It didn't touch all the way at $90,000 that we had for it. But that doesn't mean that we didn't achieve what we were looking for. And right now it is above $95,000, which is again a good thing, because that was the support that Bitcoin initially lost, which is why I shared three levels with you: 95, 90, and 85. And I shared that after 85 things are going to get really awful. When I say awful, I'm talking about $50,000, so you can understand why 85 is so important. But it's too early to talk about. But I do share stuff with you, so mentally you understand that it's not just an upward journey. There's going to be a downward journey as well. The question is always when. And we identify that by losing levels. Like I mentioned, the most critical level for us to lose is 85, because then everything will become questionable and we will lose the bullishness, and it will become weak bullishness at 74. And after 74, of course, it's going to be a full-fledged bearish case scenario, where we would be dealing with identification of the bottom. Where would it stop? Would it be 60? Would it be 50? All that kind of stuff. But it's too early to talk about any of that. I'm just sharing it as a perspective to keep in mind. But here it is bullish because we do what we see. It's sitting above $90,000 and $95,000. So right now it is back to its super bullish case scenario, because of the fact that we don't care about 100K. What we care about is 95K. If 95K is holding, that means that Bitcoin is going to, if it holds, it can break 100K and start its overall deliverance of 120. We have discussed this previously in the past as well, that this was the handle, this was the cup, this is on weekly, and based on the cup size, the deliverance on the handle can go up to $120,000. Now, will it do it in one go or will it do it in pieces? That's a separate story, because it's on weekly, which means that it doesn't necessarily just needs to shoot up and up and up. It can do a bit of drama like it did it here. So it moved up like this, and then it spent 8 months like this. It moved up like this, then it can again spend, it doesn't need to be 8 months. I'm just giving you a perspective that it can do. And the reason I previously just touched on $50,000, because $50,000 is the bottom of the handle. If we look at this area, this is the bottom of the handle. And of course, it's one top, then it will become a second top. We don't want that thing to deliver. It's going to get really nasty. So that's why if a cup and handle structure goes out and comes back to the handle, it's still bullish. It can still deliver on this cup. Things change when the handle breaks and it goes more down than 50%, which means that it goes down here to this area. Now this is bigger and this area is smaller. It means the handle is now bigger than the 50%. So the cup and handle structure is totally invalid. And this is on a weekly. On weekly, when you see something like this, is generally respected, because it's a higher time frame. Higher time frames are always true. And when we were making this handle, of course, a lot of people didn't believe in it either. But we did see how we pumped from that handle area and we went up. Right now, I don't have any major concerns whatsoever. My only concern is the areas to hold. As long as 90,000 holds, which it did, you can expect it to continue its journey towards 100K. It's even holding 95 right now as we speak. We can expect it to go towards 100. After 100, it can again bounce down and start its downward journey, and this time maybe it can go towards 85. But if it breaks 100K and continues to go up, which means it holds 100K for 2 days and start its upward journey, then we are going to go towards $120,000 first before we start our downward journey. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else to add. Those who are trading Bitcoin, of course, they can trade from ranges. You buy it closer to 90, you sell it closer to 95. It's sitting at 96. You wouldn't be participating in it because you already participated. Or if you're doing a bit larger swing, buy it 90, sell it closer to 99, 98. Instead of waiting out all the way towards 100, you just leave it a bit early. But that's for those who are trading. Those who are using Bitcoin as an indicator, because when Bitcoin collapses, the market collapses with it too. They would have seen that even though it was almost $9,000 drop, the rest of the market didn't bleed that bad, because in terms of percentage, it was not that crazy of a drop. People think that altcoins are holding strong. That's not true. What actually happened is that when Bitcoin bled, it wasn't that much of a bleed in percentage. So altcoins still bled double, but Bitcoin bleeding was smaller. If we talk about the bleeding, how much of a bleeding was it? Just a second, I'll tell you, okay? And then we can end this session. 98, 91. That's 7 divided by 98. It's a drop of 7%. So a 7% drop led to almost 14% drop in the rest of the market. And it was true. It was true, because if we look at it, I mean, not true for all the coins, by the way. It was true for majority of altcoins. Of course, there was FTM that was only going up. It wasn't going down. I'm not going to talk about anomalies. I'm just talking about the general market. So the bleeding is still there, but of course, it's not that crazy as we used to see in summer. It's not summer. Winter is winter. That's one thing you need to understand. Winter markets are always better than summer markets. So that's pretty much it. Right now, it's sitting at $96,000, sitting above 95. So it is in a super bullish case scenario. As long as it holds 95, you can expect it to directly go towards 100 without any drama. The moment it loses 95, you're again relying on $90,000 area of support. And this is the maximum that Bitcoin has tested in how many days? 18 November, and we are sitting at what, 27? So that's 9 days. So in 9 days, for the first time yesterday, it came down towards 90. So after more than a week of upward story, Bitcoin came down for the first time. So let's see what's going to be our next case scenario. We know our supports, we know our resistances, and what to do. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, or I have touched on a topic and you expect me to explain a bit more, I'll try my best to explain that to you in the comments. Leave a comment, and I'm not going to tell you to like and subscribe, because if you're not interacting with the video, or if you're not subscribed, you're not going to see all the 10 videos that I make every day. You're going to miss out on it, and I think you are educated enough to understand what to subscribe and what not to, because if you want to miss out on it, then why not? It's for your own good, and you should know better what is good for you.